To do is kind of just as you are. Just have like a casual wander, let her do her sniffing, just let her do her thing. I'm going to bring a dog out. I'm going to see kind of where she's at in terms of how animated she's going to get, how much she's going to start dragging you around, or if she's just going to kind of go meh and do her own thing.
It's a total 50-50.
Yeah,
what dog
yeah, absolutely.
We thought she was just racist at first and didn't like it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But then
Yeah.
that's sort of gone away now.
Right, okay.
Random dogs just
Yeah.
don't like you.
Yeah, cool, no worries at all. But yeah, just kind of mooch, do your thing, and I'll bring a dog out and we'll see what
I bet
happens.
she's going to be as
Guys, 78% of you are still not subscribed to our channel. So please help us grow by liking, subscribing and hitting that bell notification so you never miss a video.
good as gold.
Yeah, you know.
We've driven 2 hours for you to make a friend. Hey! This way.
Kind of what you'd expect.
Yeah. Come on.
I knew the dog was coming without seeing.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. She's incredibly frustrated, isn't she?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Righty-ho. Well, at least you done it.
Yeah.
Not a wasted trip.
Now we've seen what you're all about. Let's get you some brakes. Yeah, does that sound good? Get you some brakes, yeah? She's almost her own worst enemy because she's so... Half of her doesn't care. Half of her is kind of like, yeah, I'm happy to do my bit of sniffing, because you can tell how quickly she'll disengage from him and go and do something else. But then she can't help but get like sucked back into, oh, hang on a minute, I wasn't quite finished doing that. And of course, as soon as she starts hanging around in that harness, not only is she a wrestle at that point because she's strong, but she's just kind of agitating herself and winding herself. It just turns into just mess, and it doesn't really need to be that way.
Yeah.
And we're also lacking a way to kind of like bring her back down. Yeah. Because as soon as you start doing this, it is a matter of who's going to be strong enough. So we'll start off with a little slip collar. Let's go, sweet. What's her name again?
Indy.
Indy. Holy shit. Let's go. Good girl. Good girl. I'm just going to do a little bit of back and forth with her, which is going to look boring as hell. Let's go. What I want her to do is learn that she's just got to follow that pressure rather than leaning against it, which is currently what she's doing in a harness. And I imagine she probably does something quite similar in a normal collar if she was clipped onto that as well. Yeah. I want it to become a default response where as soon as she feels the pressure, she wants to move towards it rather than testing and leaning into it. Yeah. I think that always tends to go wrong is, especially with a strong dog, as soon as you start to use restraint and you just kind of like the back of your arm gets hot where you're just kind of holding that lead back and it just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds, they just end up looking for that pressure moving forward, because as soon as you get any relax in your arm or the lead, they just go, oh, I needed that pressure to keep, so they just go looking for it again, which is why they'll always be that little bit further. No matter how much lead you give them, they're never satisfied. Whereas what we kind of need is that little bit of a zone around us at times where there's no pressure whatsoever. Because if we're just holding her back, she's just going to get frustrated. And if we're holding her back and we're still moving forward, it's just building more drive. Yeah. So instead of her reaching the end of the lead and me just kind of dragging her around the whole time, what I start to do is just use a small little pop on that lead. Yeah. So we get like a fraction of pressure rather than 2-3 seconds of pressure. Yeah. Dogs are inherently selfish creatures. Yeah, they just are. So you've got to make what they're doing worthwhile for them. Yeah, because it's in her benefit to rush around and get to every sniff as fast as possible, because that's what she wants to do. You've got to at least bring something, whether it's fuss, whether it's toys, whether it's a tug rope, whether it's a ball on a rope, whether it's food or treats or whatever. You have to bring something to the party. And then the environments that you're in, you need to try and make it more about what are we doing in that environment rather than what are you going to go and do in that environment. Yeah, trying to keep her a little bit more inwardly focused rather than being so concerned about, I say concerned, more interested, more motivated by, oh, what's that person doing? Or what's that dog doing? Or what are they doing over there? Like, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, what are we doing? That needs to be the thing. But it needs to be motivating enough, because otherwise she'll go, I'd rather go and do that instead. She can have the whole length of the lead, and she can sniff and she can mooch. The main rule is that if there is any pressure at any point, she has to be the one to come and turn it off. So if she reaches the end of the lead, we're not going to go any further in that direction.
Just hold it.
Just stop dead. Yeah, we're not going to worry about giving corrections or anything at the minute. Yeah, I just don't want you to follow any pressure at all. She's got to come back and turn it off. And if you decide, I'm not going to go that way, I'm going to change direction, and she doesn't want to come, do not let her stop you on the end of that lead. Yeah, if you're going, you're going for now. Yeah, and I just want you to get comfortable doing that, and then we'll change that for a small pop. Yeah, so just have a random wander with her. And as soon as you feel her try and, again, it always sounds harsh, like dictate where you're going to go, or change the parameters, if you like, of what you're doing, you need to make sure that she settles back into your movements rather than you allowing her to go here, there and everywhere.
Good girl.
Nice. Hey?
It's hard to forget she's there. What's that?
We are always guilty of forever changing the parameters of what it is we want out of a dog. Yeah. Ooh. So.
I hope you got that on film.
Yes. Forever changing the parameters of what it is we want out of a dog. Yeah. Ooh. So.
I hope you got that on film.
Yes. Bring that on top of her neck. Good girl, darling. So, start with your left hand palm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want that lead to come up between your middle and index fingers. Exactly like that. Yeah. But have your hand probably about there-ish, because she's relatively tall. Yeah. But that extra loop there, make sure that's locked off on your finger again.
Right, round again.
So take that bundle out of your hand. That's it, like that. Nice, loose, relaxed posture. Yeah. She's got enough there to be within your little zone and have zero tension at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's probably not quite got enough to have her head down sniffing, but we'll address that in a little while. Yeah. If she starts to get creative, then just bring your arm out and just bring her back into position. Yeah, but don't then get stuck there like that because you're concentrating too much. Yeah, because you want her to have zero pressure when she's in that place. And every time she tries to deviate from that, then it activates pressure again. Yeah, so if she's going to start doing all this stuff, bring your arm out, bring her back to where you need her, and then just relax that pressure straight away. But when she's doing that, try to not let it speed you up or slow you down, because all she wants is to do fun shit. Yeah, and if every time she does this we stop and she gets an extra 30 seconds to sniff something, well then it's worth it. Yeah, so try to not let it change too much of what it is you're trying to do. Yeah, so try that for a bit. Think of every inch of lead as responsibility. Yeah, and the more responsibility we give the dog, the more dumb stuff they're going to do. Yeah, especially when they're just a bit excitable. If you feel like she starts to creep ahead a little bit, so that's all ideal world. Ideal world is her shoulders to be about in line with your hips. Yeah, that's kind of ideal. It's not overly necessary, but it's ideal. Yeah. If you start to feel that she always wants to kind of be like her arse out just in front, then either a flick of your wrist or more likely just a little pressure upwards and just like a verbal cue, and I'm probably most likely to go in that instance, or a reminder of what she should be doing. So if she knows, if she has a heel command or with me or close or whatever it might be, then a reminder of that. Yeah, but as long as you are pairing that pressure with something. So pull upwards.
Come on.
That's it. Good. let's go. Let's go. Indy, let's go. Good girl. Good girl. Let's go.
Alsatian just doesn't give a fuck.
Good girl. Good girl. Oh, sorry, Code. Again, my focus is to get rid of the pressure as fast as possible. I don't want her stuck with all of this shit going on. Yeah.
It's a short, sharp.
Yeah, but my corrections are now not just this. Yeah, my corrections are a pop. Yeah. Again, like you can see, like her head gets a little bit lower. She licks her lips like mad. You get all these wrinkles building. Everything just like she gets so focused in on what she's doing, and it's in this point that we've got to be proactive. Yeah, rather than just letting it build and build and build and build and build, and then it all just comes tumbling over the edge. Yeah, let's go. It's okay.
Come.
So a little step, nice. That little change in direction, whether that was on purpose or accident, was perfect.
We'll go with purpose.
Yeah. Good boy. There's nothing wrong with her having a look. There's nothing wrong with her acknowledging what's going on around her. Yeah, but she only needs a couple of seconds to do that. Past that and she really starts to fixate. Yeah, Hank? So a little correction there. Nice, well done. Probably shorten the lead up just a little bit.
Come on.
Small correction. Good girl.
Girl, who's a good girl?
Good girl. Out of interest, walk round together. I still want you to keep the lead, but just walk round together, because I think your presence is going to change things. Good boy. Let's go, bud.
I must protect you, Mum. There you go.
Oh, good girl. Good girl. Once you've got past us, if she tries to put her head down to sniff, she can have a little bit of lead to do that. Just don't let her dictate too much to you. But she'll probably disengage and decompress quite a bit if she wants to sniff after that. Hank, this way, bud. Oh, good girl. Good girl.
Girl.
Could you see her lifting her head up and her nose kind of twitching away? Yeah, that's the kind of thing we wanted to do. Using her nose less, and using her eyes less and using her nose more. Yeah. She's too worried about things, like, again, movement. It's too worried about things in front of her, like she's like a sniper the whole time. Yeah. Whereas if she uses her nose, oh, good girl, she'll get all the information she needs. Yeah. And then obviously, if she does that and then disengages, she's also getting paid on top of it as well. Yeah. Little correction just there. Nice.
Who's a good girl?
Come on then. Come on. Yeah, just sit down.
Good girl.
Nice. Frank, close.
What's this?
Nice. As long as you're nice and early, like you are currently, what you're doing now is fine. If she's already fixating too much, or she's already kicking off, then that stops, and the control through the leash has to come first, because you don't want to accidentally start reinforcing any fixation or whatever. But at the minute, she's having a look, she's disengaging, she's engaging with either one of you, it's fine. But more importantly, she's just kind of getting on doing her thing with you and ignoring the fact that we're here.